Today's episode of How to Fix World of Warcraft, we're finally back with an actual for real episode with me and brother instead of going to other people's channels and just hanging out and calling it an episode of How to Fix World of Warcraft. Although I consider that all completely valid still because it
absolutely valid because fuck WoW fags.
Yeah, and World of Warcraft.
Fags.
Who cares about World of Warcraft? Does World of Warcraft matter? No. World of Warcraft maybe matters more than comics, but that's it.
World of Warcraft matter, fecal matter.
Which is for sure not good, by the way. It's not very good.
Well, that's bad.
Today's episode, I hope to just blow through this. It's basically how to fix WoW Classic, which is not relevant of all the episodes. This is the least relevant because how to fix WoW Classic doesn't matter because WoW Classic is considered the fix, is bringing back WoW Classic. But here's the thing. There were a lot of ways to fix WoW before they fixed it. For example, let you mount at level 20. Training would be 5 golds and the mounts would be 1 gold each. The next thing would be to make flight paths just 20 or 30% faster. Either get rid of Spirit or make Spirit actually do something worthwhile, like let it regen your health and mana in combat.
We must have written that. We must have written that before we started replaying the game again.
No, I wrote this like a month ago. But it was specifically referring to WoW Classic, to the original WoW. These were ideas we had for fixing original WoW, and really, original WoW could be made to actually be fun instead of something that people simply convince themselves is fun just so that they weren't excited for nothing. Because when people get excited, that's the nature of hype. People get excited, and when the thing doesn't live up to their expectations, they usually convince themselves that they're still happy or excited about something, even when they're not. And that's happened with a lot of games. It's happened with like Metal Gear Solid 4 and Death Stranding, especially with Death Stranding, but maybe more with Metal Gear Solid 4. And it actually happened with some games that even we still found some enjoyment in, like No Man's Sky. There was a lot of people who convinced themselves No Man's Sky was actually a great game. There's H Bomber Guy, in fact, did like a weird butt-kissing glowing review of No Man's Sky that was clearly not even close to relevant or like sensible.
That is weird.
Yeah, and I actually kind of liked No Man's Sky even when it came out, but that's because I didn't have false expectations of it. When No Man's Sky came out, all I wanted was a game where I could pop in a little shuttle and float around from planet to planet. That's all I wanted, and that's all it was. So I was like, oh, okay, I got what I wanted. Other people had completely, obviously, unreal expectations of like things that they claim were promised but weren't. But I mean, the game was still a giant buggy mess that was barely functional even when it came out. So it
was missing a lot of features.
Yeah, and it was missing a lot of features that they did promise in weird later trailers that I actually never even saw until fucking the game after the game was out. And plus there was the potential promise of some kind of cooperative play that just it only materialized like 2 or 3 years after the game came out. And
pretty much the whole multiplayer element was missing.
Yeah, there was no multiplayer, and there kind of is now. And in fact, people are saying that the game.
Yeah, I played it recently, and yeah, they've added more stuff than they were ever promised.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's kind of weird. In fact, for the game, if I actually want to play it, I would basically have to start over, and I really don't want to. So I consider myself done with No Man's Sky.
I still wanted to go back and play it some more, but I haven't gotten the chance.
For me, I would have to relearn the game so intensely, because they even changed like the controls, and I think they sort of fucked up some of the controls for the beautiful, wonderful Steam controller also. But
yeah, I can't play the game with a Steam controller now.
Yeah. So anyways, but regarding WoW Classic, again, one of the big things was to actually do something with Spirit. Now, again, a lot of these things are very easily and simply fixed through.
Yeah, this could have been fixed just by thinking about it for 2 seconds.
Most of this is fixed. Most of this doesn't even exist anymore in the game. Spirit doesn't exist in the game. But now in WoW Classic, suddenly Spirit exists again, and it has no good purpose. It's completely worthless.
Once again.
Where did the nuke hit? Greenbrier? Okay, I'm going to the Greenbrier right now, then.
Or rather, the White Spring.
Oh, I mean White Spring. Yes. Oh, no.
Yeah, no, I'm not even doing that yet. I'm doing the Fireflies Path to Enlightenment.
Oh, you're doing that? Okay. Well, I mean...
Yeah.
Well, okay.
How much time do we have left? 13 minutes.
Well, I mean, still, I might as well go join me with Path to Enlightenment, but
Yeah, get this over with, and then we can go get the Greenbrier
at the Greenbrier
Cobalt.
Well, yeah, but that's not the thing in Greenbrier. It's like all the glowing ones and stuff. That's the best stuff to get in the Greenbrier. There's tons
that's
of
right.
ones.
That is something else I need.
There's like 1 billion of them. But anyways, that's that's something more important than World of Warcraft is this game we're playing. This delightful game. It's so fun.
It's called Fallout 76.
What's keeping our drink all cold and the ice cubes? Hello. But anyways, the
House Frozen Ice.
House Frozen Ice. Anyways, Spirit we could have gone on about, but again, it's gone in fucking. There's so many things you could do. You could have done with Spirit.
Way back in the day, I had come up with ideas. It's just make, and then they started making it so it gave spell hit chance.
Yeah, which is very weird. That was really weird and confusing. But it was like, well, that's better than nothing.
That was back when all your attacks had a chance to miss, and then they just straight up got rid of that. Yeah. And honestly, I'm not sure why they got rid of it. It's frustrating when your attacks don't hit, but at the very same time, it's like, it's at least something to consider, and it was always like a 5% chance anyway. It was never that much.
I think one of the things that's really stupid, they got rid of it because it unbalanced PvP. So some people would just have so much more chance to hit with their spells, and then you might be able to just miss. And of course, there was what was that? There was a stat on PvP armor that they don't even have anymore. Was it resilience? Wasn't it resilience?
I think that's still there, but it's not the same anymore. It used to be that it was just.
It was something else. It was called something like that. And
there were stats like that where it's like you'll hit less. You'll hit more often against enemy targets in PvP, and it's like, what the fuck? I don't need this.
What the fuck did you just say?
There were so many fucking
bitch.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
But there was some weird stat like that they've deleted and maybe have re-added since then. I don't even fucking know. But yeah, again, they could have just left Spirit there and made it so Spirit actually did something. And to be honest, the idea for Spirit giving you just straight up regen is kind of stupid. I wrote that down, but it's like, you know what? Then no, that's not good enough. It should just be something that fucking, like, the way it worked was you had to be, Spirit would give you health and mana regen when you were out of combat only.
And then you also had food for that.
Yeah, but it never worked fast enough or was significant enough to ever matter or make any difference in anything ever.
Yeah, you'd always get like a tiny amount. It was like a dummy prize. It would always give you a tiny amount for every piece of gear you got.
Yeah, so if you were, like, say you had...
For everyone.
Like, if you had the most Spirit you could get in the entire game at level 60... You would, if from empty to full, you would still need to basically be sitting around for like 2 minutes straight to regen all of your fucking mana or something like that. And I'm not going by.
If you were like a warrior or a rogue, you didn't need mana. Minutes. You don't use mana,
and your natural, yeah, exactly. And then and a lot of warrior and rogue gear had Spirit on it anyway, so it was clearly fucking. Like, they didn't give a shit.
Just the ultimate middle finger.
Yeah. It was like, fuck you, person who plays video games. Fuck you, person who's playing $15 a month to play World of Warcraft. It's like, yeah, thanks. Thanks, Blizzard.
I was looking through my memes folder for World of Warcraft, and one of them is, like, PC gaming versus console gaming. And the console gaming is just, here is my money. Okay, here is your video game. Thank you very much. And then PC game is, give me your fucking credit card. You better not ever cancel this game. Fuck you, motherfucker. It's a guy with a ski mask and a gun.
Yeah, I remember fucking canceling
and it's
your
like,
WoW
this
account.
is
Used to
yeah,
be
this
harder.
is entirely true because of MMOs.
Yeah,
yeah, it used to be.
And specifically World of Warcraft, and yeah, they would force you to go through a questionnaire. Now they just at least ask you to scroll through a screen that has an optional questionnaire. But the thing is, this was also back when people considered World of Warcraft to be really fair and positive to the player base. And it's like, but it's not. They're still punishing you. Objective on an objective level. By the way, there's only 7 fluids.
Okay, yeah,
left.
I know I'm fluids.
Fluid.
Viscous fluid.
Fluid.
Yeah, I know I have enough.
We're supposed to be guards. We're supposed to be guards. We're guards. And whoa, what the fuck? There's a rad toad here. It's dead.
Radical toad. It's a radical toad. Those are the coolest kinds of toads.
Yeah, rad, bad, to the max, and mad.
Well, shit. There is the beneficent Mothman.
Where is it? I don't
this game is so much cooler. World of Warcraft, it's up there. World of Warcraft doesn't even have a Mothman. What a piece of shit. Whoa.
Oh.
I just teleported.
Oh shit, fucking frog. Oh, it's
fucking
dead.
tree.
Oh, that was easy. Oh, let me commune with the wise Mothman. Oh, I'm enlightened. That's pretty good. You know,
it's gonna give us some XP.
Oh, that's a good way to be enlightened. And there's a baby rattle. Anyways, let's see. So we could go on about Spirit, but again, who cares? And it's not really important because the game, you know, World of Warcraft Classic, they're never going to change that. They're never going to make updates to it. It doesn't matter. They don't need to. And in a way, they kind of shouldn't, because the people who... World of Warcraft Classic is good because it self-segregates. It's segregating the WoW... the worst parts of the World of Warcraft audience.
WoW audiences are forced to drink from a different water fountain from the rest of us.
And that's how it should be. Discrimination is biologically correct and pretty cool, too. It's pretty sweet.
Pretty cool.
All right, I'm going to the fucking fast traveling to this guy's camp. Fuck it.
I'm fast traveling to my own camp because it's closer.
Well, this other guy's camp is right outside of the blast zone, so that's fucking it's good for me.
Man, that is cool.
It's nice that you can go to other people's camps.
You can cooperate more with other players in this game.
Yeah, naturally, with no questions asked, as opposed to World of Warcraft. In stark contrast. Oh, this person is a lead extractor, mineral extractor lead. Fuck.
What, in his
camp?
Thing?
Yeah.
How the fuck did he? What?
I don't know.
He would have to be at a thing in order to be able to
it
do
is
that.
decked out though. His fucking thing's I think that's what it is. It's a fucking natural thing. Anyways, where am I? Wait, I just look for the mushroom cloud.
Scrap. I got a shitload of scrap that I need to fucking.
Where's
offload.
the mushroom cloud? Oh, I think that's it. Okay. Anyways, so next thing, get rid of the weapon skill system as done in the later expansions. Most of these fixes are things that are done in later expansions. So yeah, I mean, most people don't even remember the weapon skill system, where like even you're unarmed, if you fucking unequipped,
that shit just plain sucked.
Yes, sucked a huge dick. Kind of like people who enjoy World of Warcraft. Anyways, also, oh shit, I'm engaging red Chinese aggressors.
You know, I'm gonna get the well rested.
Oh, okay. So you can have to get out of your fucking.
Yeah, it's good. I think it takes like either 30 seconds or a minute. It also says I'm in danger.
Whatever. I'm in danger. Okay, there's a lot of people split up around here. I'm gonna look for other people to hang around because it's cool to hang around with other people.
That's right. I do kind of need some more cobalt and probably yellow cake, but yeah, I do need the harder masses.
The weapon skill system was basically, in a way, sort of like I guess Skyrim, except Skyrim is a better game than World of Warcraft ever was or could be. But
no, Skyrim had much more direct use for weapon skill
and direct feedback and reward. But yeah, in World of Warcraft there's no reward. Basically, whenever you leveled, your weapon skill max would be able to go up by 5, but in order for your weapon skill to actually go up, you would have to basically use a weapon. You would have to use your weapon or a weapon that you could equip, or even unequip, so you could go unarmed, which had no purpose.
It scaled with your fucking whatever you were attacking too. So basically, it was just a way that if you wanted to switch weapons to a more powerful weapon that was a different type, it was basically just a way to slow you down.
Like from, say, a one-hander axe to a one-hander mace. If you have been using a one-hander mace all this time and all of a sudden you get a one-hander axe that's fucking better, it's better stats, a higher level, but you have never used a one-hander axe before, you will literally never be able to hit anything until you take like 500 swings at an enemy, and that from there your fucking weapon skill will go up. That's how it went up. And they fixed that by just completely erasing that system from the entire game forever, and just being like, every weapon you get, you'll just fucking be able to use it. You'll be able to use it and not fucking have... Your chance to miss won't be decided by weapon skill, because it wasn't anyways. Your chance to hit and miss was decided by weapon skill, and then also by your agility and your normal stats. Now it's just your agility and your normal stats and all that shit. So, because weapon skill was just another reason for you to be able to miss a fucking hit that you really shouldn't be fucking missing.
And that really only mattered for just slowing you down. Again, it didn't make the game more difficult. It didn't make it so that I was like, oh, I need to stack more of this stat so I can keep doing more damage.
The core purpose of that in the first place was to keep you playing longer and longer. That was the only purpose to that entire system. Keep you playing so that you have to keep paying. That's the only reason.
You pay far out the ass.
Far out the ass. Far. Anyways, default Hearthstone cooldown, make it 30 minutes at level 60 and let you do a class-based quest chain that does not require dungeon parties to go out of the way ever. Blah, blah, blah. Where the reward is a spell that reduces your Hearthstone cooldown to 15 minutes and perhaps as... below, I think as the further notes delineate, because that was another one of our ideas. Oh, hold on a second. That was another one of our ideas, is that at like level 60 in the core game, it should have just let you it should have just let you start doing things that give you deeper advantages. So you're max level at level 60 in WoW Classic, but then they should give you things that you could keep working at that like reduce your Hearthstone cooldown, that can increase...
This is known as alternate progression, but that would also... just some kind of... Just something, and it should be account-wide, too.
Yeah, but at least if it was character-wide, only character-wide, it would just be something... again, alternate progression, just something that would keep the players playing. If that's really your goal, to keep the players playing, give them an actual sense of progression, because that was one of the reasons why I quit originally. When I got to the end, was there was no progression. There wasn't even alternate progression. It wasn't even the illusion of progression. It was just nothing. It was just like a dead stop, and it became actually kind of weirdly depressing to play World of Warcraft anymore.
Which we covered. I'm pretty sure we covered it when we were talking about like the catalog, where it's like you could do dungeon runs over and over to possibly get this really high-level epic item from 5 minutes, so you don't have to raid. And it's like, oh great, how do I get this? Oh, you'll never get it. And the drop
nobody gets it. Nobody goes for it. Nobody gets it. Nobody tries to get it, and nobody cares. It's like, oh, wait, I want to try and get that. No, nobody does. Why are you trying to get that? Nobody gets it. Nobody bothers going for it. And it's like, oh, never mind then. Too bad, it looked kind of cool, I guess. I remember the TV antenna shoulders, the tier 0.5 or something, or the dungeon tier for shamans back in World of Warcraft vanilla. I did Upper Blackrock Spire maybe 50 times to finally get them to drop, because they were completely random. There's no way to earn them. There's no way to earn better shoulders. And
you were earning them long before you got them, because it took so damn long.
And the game never intended you to actually be able to get them. You weren't supposed to keep playing until you got them. They just existed. And the idea of you getting them was completely random chance, almost freakish chance. And again, if, like, say, anyone else got them, they couldn't give them to you. There was no system in place for that. But also they couldn't like sell them on the auction house because they were bound to your account then. If you weren't a shaman, you just had to go fucking sell them. And if no shamans were in the run, they would be like, oh, that's too bad. These really rare shoulders drop for shamans. It's one of the only upgrades, because there were no other upgrades for shamans otherwise, because of the quests. Like, basically, at level 60, we're giving you level fucking 40 gear and shit forever. Yeah, it was giving you level 40 gear at the end.
Or it was like cloth or leather that had caster stats.
Yeah, which is just weird and sad. And I remember taking
and your actual gear had strength on it, and it's like, but I wear mail.
Yeah,
and it has no intellect. It's like, what the fuck?
There's literally, I think even to this day, but especially back then, there was strength on mail gear, like as in chainmail. There was strength on mail gear, but there was not a single mail armor user in the game that used strength for anything. So it was, again, a big dummy prize, and haha, fuck you, stupid World of Warcraft fan, for giving us $15 a month for this game. You picked the wrong class. Why don't you just go pick a different class that's easier to get gear for? And other players would say that. Players would fucking scream angrily at you for that.
That was their fucking suggestion. That was their solution.
Yeah, that's the World of Warcraft fan fix, is to just scream at you angrily about how you should take all the work you put into playing your current character and class.
Hours.
Hundreds of hours to fucking play that class, and just ignore it, bail on it, and just go fucking play another class instead.
I hear a cap stash.
There's like fucking 4 Liberty Prime voices going off at once. This game is great.
Including yours.
Yeah, mine I think is doubling up, because again, that's a bug. Haha. And when I find a bug in this game like that, I'm like, that's pretty funny. Instead of most people who just start whining, yo, where's your bug? Who cares?
Here, how do I get to you?
You should be able to teleport onto me, I think.
I'm trying, but it's like selecting other players. Oh, wait, this is you.
Another thing, officially integrate the DKP system into the game. I could have sworn we did at least 3 videos fucking going into how that would work.
Don't even... Yeah. Personally, in my preferred dream fucking idea for this, so that it's balanced, but it makes more sense, is instead of stupid-ass DKP, is just give you an item. Give you the item that you need.
Yeah, fuck the DKP, just give me the item.
Idea... you need to fucking heal.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I was gonna
heal. Where the fuck are you?
I'm inside this house.
Here, I'm trying to get over so we can kill stuff, so that we can fucking get.
Where's food? Do I have food? Ooh, I have candy bites. Glowing masses, are those yummy? No, probably not. Food. Anyways, yeah, DKP system, again, they could, like...
Get rid of it.
Our idea was to unify, like, make the DKP an official currency in the game.
Which they technically kind of already would be with the justice points. I think those still exist.
Yeah, in a way...
Well, they don't. No, they don't.
They did that.
I had forgotten.
They did that, then took it out, then put it back in, then took it out again, then put it back in again. And I think it's back out again now. Oh,
it's like their idea.
Okay, hold on a second.
Fuck your ass.
Fucking lay into these guys. Okay. Whoa. Will never be defeated. Oh, that's true. Shotgun shells. Glowing blood.
Shoddy boom body shells.
Neat. High radiation fluids.
I might as well take that.
I absolutely needed more high radiation fluids too, because I forgot if I ran out or if I stopped collecting them, because I'm like, oh, I don't need these, and then I completely realized I do need
helmet, but it's evil Vault Girl.
What? Oh shit! Oh, that's fucking. That looks fucking sweet. Oh, who's this?
That looks way cooler.
Here's a disease bloating right here. Here, fucking get a couple shots in on this guy.
Yeah, here, go ahead. I think as long as you hit it.
I hit it, yeah, okay.
They have a Christmas thumbs up.
Oh. Nuclear waste. I don't really need this. Anyways, Yeah, DKP, I think we did a bunch of videos about that. And again, they could do that to fix World of Warcraft. It would be very easy.
The best solution, and you know they could do this, is just make it so that the item you need drops. The best item for the one thing that you need most desperately.
Here's the justification. Here's the objective. This is the most important thing of all.
Into your inventory.
The most important thing of all is the objective justification, the undeniable, like not even the most desperate World of Warcraft loser faggot fan can deny, that the fact that people were calculating DKP themselves manually in the game proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that Blizzard should add it as an official part of the game.
Yeah, that they should have put it in before the players ever had to do that.
Yes, so that, like, say you do a raid and or especially a dungeon, because it would be cool to actually earn that kind of shit in a dungeon too. Just a regular 5-man dungeon, so you can still possibly, if you work longer, but you know, doing less raids, you could still possibly get a piece of raid gear. And if you do a raid, you would fucking get more sooner, faster, whatever. But if you do a bunch of dungeons, if all you do is dungeons and you never ever make it into a single raid, you would still accumulate a little bit of DKP so that you could fucking earn that shit and get that kind of gear. Just one piece.
People are still not going to understand what the fuck is DKP.
Yeah, DKP was dragon killing points. It was basically an invisible made-up currency that if you got into a raid, usually the raid officer...
I remember they told us how it worked, too, when I started raiding the first time. And it's like, if you're present on time, you get this, you get this. If we kill this boss... If you're present on time when the guild is starting a raid, you're present and on time, you get 10 DKP. You kill a boss, you get 10 DKP. You finish a full raid, you get 20 DKP. And that would just go for everyone. Everyone would just get their share of DKP just for succeeding. And that, again, none of this was calculated by the game. None of it existed in the game. It was all existed in the imagination, basically, of the person who was the leader of the guild. They would just write it down onto a notepad or whatever the fuck. Usually they had a mod that would just do this for them, of course. And then, say when a piece of gear drops, you could say, I want to roll my DKP, or I want to spend my DKP to guarantee that I get this piece of gear. And then, if you, like, say, have 100 DKP, and the other people, like, of your class, the other shamans, the other warriors, have, like, 70, then you'll be like, I'll spend 100 of my DKP, and I'll get that. And, again, that would all just have to be figured out manually by hand by the fucking, by, whoever is running the raid at that particular moment. And again, if they made that just part of the game by inherent nature, then all of a sudden, nobody has to do any of that calculation. Because you have to realize, they technically did do that eventually. They made it so that if you do the looking for raid version of a raid, there was no looting or anything. You beat the boss, it would deposit the loot into your bags instantly. Like, no questions asked.
Yeah, I think it was still a random chance technically, but it would be like, here's your random chance, you get this piece. So you're not yelling or arguing with anyone else over who should have gotten gear. It's just the choice is completely taken out of everyone's hands. That's fucking hell, man.
I think it also still let you trade stuff to other people.
Yes, and
like, oh, do you want this?
It would still be like
this. Can I have that?
Yeah, like it would be like for the next 2 hours. You can trade this to any other person who was just in that run, and it does that now. That's how it works now. Is that if you're in a dungeon or a raid, it's like you can you can give this to somebody else if you want. And it's like, oh, okay.
And you'd of course occasionally see that, and somebody would be like, oh, hey, can I have this?
These days, you can't even loot a piece of gear if it's not for your class. So that way, because that was the thing also, Back in the days,
that does make it a problem. You can select a thing though that's like, do you want for this spec or that spec?
Yeah.
So if you're rolling as like holy, but you want some damage gear, you'll have to actually turn on that.
Or say
switch.
in the old days, say you're a shaman and a warrior just takes your gear. They can't use it, so they just take it and vendor it because they can. There's not really anything in place in the game in World of Warcraft Vanilla Classic to stop anyone from doing that.
In fact, I know that was a problem even for serious raiding guilds. Sometimes somebody would accidentally have something master looted to them, or they'd pick it up on accident, and it's instantly soulbound with no warning. And then once it happens, it's like you'd have to petition the fucking mods.
Well, yeah, not the mods. You would have to
petition the admins for the entire game.
You would basically have to write an email to the developers of the game and say, "Hey, I accidentally clicked on this when I didn't mean to, and it went into my inventory, but I wanted to give it to this person. Can you fucking
give it to them instead?" That was going to give us something.
Oh yeah, we've had that happen.
Can you mail us that?
We've had
that happen.
We've had that happen a few times where a raid boss would despawn before everyone got to loot it, and then just the loot that was on it, that people were spending minutes and minutes and minutes arguing over who should get it, or at least deciding naturally.
Oh shit.
Again, all that time would be spent, and then all of a sudden the boss despawns, which it never should have been. The boss should never despawn, especially if it's got raided. And again, they fixed that by saying, if anything ever despawns and you didn't loot it, it just mails it to you anyways, assuming that you wanted it, even
I've had it
if
happen
you didn't.
A few times in the past where I had gotten something and the game mistakenly thought I hadn't and mailed me a duplicate.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess I got
like,
two now.
Well, I fucking... Or I didn't need this, but...
And that's better. That's always going to be better.
I just vendor it. Yeah, that is always preferable.
Yeah, that's always going to be better than not getting that giant upgrade. Because most of the time that happens, it's a giant upgrade that you desperately needed that would fucking fix the entire game for you. It wouldn't really, of course.
The upgrade I was desperately seeking to upgrade a fucking piece of gear.
That I had been playing weeks and weeks and weeks hoping for a chance, and it finally drops, and then the fucking, it disconnects you from the server and the thing despawns. And it's like, oh, fucking, of course. That's the only time that happens. The game's been stable for a month straight, and then all of a sudden, the one time you finally get that one piece of gear you desperately wanted the most, all of a sudden the fucking server, disconnects you. Nobody else, but only you. And then the game's like, well, I guess you didn't really want that then, and just fucking eats it into nothingness. And you can't even really if you DM a fucking, or if you DM a DM, they'll fucking be like, ooh, that's too bad. Or you wait 5 hours for them to finally show up, and they fucking hit you with 20 emotes of how they floated down from the sky, when all they really did was teleport in front of you. It's like,
God help you if you mention this on the forums or something, where it's like, I don't like this, they should fix that. Nope. Guess what's going to happen next? You're going to be flooded with angry WoW fags.
Yeah, furious.
Screaming.
You've never seen an angrier nerd outside of maybe comic books. An angrier, whinier, more entitled nerd. Just so entitled to you not having to ever disagree with their fucking white knighting of their favorite video game and developer e-celebs. Anyways, okay.
No one's ever been more wrong.
Yes. So yeah, that's as far as integrating DKP. We've gone into that before.
Looks like these guys are crippling these things on purpose.
Yeah, I think they're shooting the legs. They're shooting out the legs so that we can get a free hit. Oh shit, the diseased loaded one.
That one's a king. That one's a king.
Fucking ripped its legs off.
I'm not getting much in the way of highly ionized fluids.
You mean the high radiation fluids? Yeah, I got a few. Oh shit. I think Liberty Prime is right about communism.
He's got a good point about communism.
Yeah, death being preferable alternative. I mean, that's true. That's true. Anyways,
or killing socialists. What does it feel like to kill? I don't know. I've only ever killed communists.
Oh, that's true. Especially these red Chinese communists, except they're just glowing green.
I hold these
crossbow bolts too, but I don't really need those.
Like squeak. Alien rights, yeah. Radaway diluted.
Here's another guy. He's just his arms and legs were crippled.
Oh, that's a shame. That's too bad. Let's see. The one of the last points had to do with actual itemization designed around all classes instead of forgetting that most classes even exist. That's another thing most WoW fags and World of Warcraft
disgusting WoW faggots.
Yes, disgusting, nauseating WoW faggots. Apologists for WoW Classic, pathetic white knighting beta cuck males for WoW Classic. A lot of them completely refuse to acknowledge that WoW Classic just straight up forgot half of the classes even existed. So,
yeah, they're too busy making new classes. Oh, we made a fucking new. It's like a Death Knight, but it's yeah.
But like even
fuck that shit.
even warriors, they sort of forgot that warriors existed, and there's not good gear for warriors at the. And again, we're talking about max level 60 for WoW Vanilla. So we're not talking about the modern, because again, the modern expansions, a lot of them at least have more, thought gone into the itemization. Even Burning Crusade, the beginning of Burning Crusade, and even end of Burning Crusade, and especially Karazhan. Karazhan definitely had. They're like, okay, we have to have something for every class, every spec. And they didn't do a great job of that with Karazhan, but they still did a better job than WoW Classic.
An attempt was made.
Yes, an attempt was made, and you know what? That's all we really ask for. Finally, an attempt. That's all we want. That's perfectly good.
Is that asking too much? I don't believe so.
I don't believe so. So the again, because I remember specifically, and obviously I mained a shaman and figured that up, but I as a shaman. There were several quests, like end game quests around in the world, which, okay, you're not supposed to get gear upgrades from quests at level 60, fine, but all of the stuff... I don't know
why not.
Yeah, I don't know why. There's really no reason for that. So, no, that's not fine, but still, whatever. Okay, you're supposed to get it from dungeons and raids, fine. But there was still nothing. I remember having level 30 and 40 gear, just at level 60, because there was nothing. And I remember eventually getting a shield upgrade that was like level 40, and being like, oh shit, this is way better than what I have. It's a huge upgrade. And then I remember also getting gear upgrades that were higher level, but had worse stats. So it was like, oh, this is I'm replacing a level 30 with a level 40, but it has less intellect and even less spirit.
There's a guy that we knew who played Errol, who we played the game, and he was on a completely different fucking realm and stuff. But I was like, I want to play together. I'll make a character on your realm. So I had to go and make a completely new character.
Yeah, which even today that costs money. If you're going to take your currently existing character and put it on a different server, you have to pay money to do that.
So
that still is true.
Which is bullshit. But so yeah, instead of doing that, I made a new character. I leveled up a character.
Yeah.
And so I'm like level 25 or 30. He's level 50. And it's like, hey, can you walk us through this area, this dungeon? This dungeon is really, really hard. It was Gnomer, which is one of the worst.
That's even to this day, that's still... It's not even that hard today. It's just really boring and long. It's like a slog. It's fucking awful.
It's confusing to find your way around. It's bullshit. And so the thing is, he's like level 54 or something. He can solo most of everything around. But... an item dropped that was an upgrade for him, and he's like, oh man, since I'm walking you through this for free anyway, how about I take this upgrade for myself? And people in the run were angry at him. Yeah. It's like, you shouldn't be allowed to do that. You can't do that. Yeah, you don't really need that.
What was he, like level 50, or was he max?
He was over level 50, but he wasn't max yet.
But Gnomer is like a level, 30 dungeon? It's a level 30 dungeon tops.
Well, it's not even level 30, but you have to be over level 30. Otherwise, you're going to get smeared like a queer.
Yeah. It is basically a level 30 dungeon, though, and yeah, it was dropping level 30 gear, because it doesn't drop, all that stuff is consistent. A level 30 dungeon will not drop fucking gear for anything over level 30. It won't have enemies that are over level 30. All of it, if it's a level 30 dungeon, it's got level 30 everything, and if you're level 50, you should not be replacing any gear. And it fucking, again, it did. He actually had to for him, and he's not the only person. And again, other people will get fucking angry because you're taking gear from them. And, in a way, they have a right to be angry.
He was a cloth wearer caster.
Yeah. But again,
of course, everyone who wears cloth is a caster.
Yeah, again, that's the game's fault. And it always will be. So again, the better
we didn't do that.
Better itemization. Yeah, I didn't make World of Warcraft do that. He didn't make World of Warcraft do that.
And don't tell me that it's right.
People in that run didn't make World of Warcraft do that.
Don't tell me it's right. It's not right. It's wrong.
It's objectively.
The developers are wrong.
Objectively incorrect. It is a game design flaw. It will never not be a game design flaw. It is incorrect coding. It is a failure of development, of the development team.
And can you admit that as a fucking human being? It's not hard.
Yeah, are you an honest enough person to admit that? We are. We're honest enough to admit that, but that's no surprise. It's just an average day for us. But it's also an average day for World of Warcraft fans to be incapable of admitting that, and in fact getting angry, which is how you know they're wrong. When a World of Warcraft fan is wrong, they get angry about it. And World of Warcraft fans get angry about almost everything, which goes to show you how often they are wrong about things.
They get angry at the game too, but they get angry at the game for the wrong reasons.
Yes. They get angry at the game usually for fucking stupid, meaningless shit like it's too easy. The other people are going to get gear too easily. I worked hard for this gear, now they're fucking making it so easy.
They're angry that other people are getting appropriately geared up so that they can do higher level content.
Now people are going to be able to do this raid with appropriate gear. Bullshit. It's just fucking World of Warcraft. Nerds deserve rape. Nerds deserve rape.
In general, but also just these fucking people.
These people and people in gigantic, sneering sarcasm quotes. Trapped loot bag and shit. I have a bunch of crap, just stupid ass crap in my inventory.
I went back.
Yeah,
I have to. I actually have to bulk stuff again.
Let me go to your.
This is something I don't miss.
Let me go to your home base, and I'm going to drop off those mini nukes and I guess missiles. Do you want missiles? Fire nipples.
Fire nipples. Yeah, here. I'm bulking all this.
Okay, the last point for this video, and we'll be almost done with the entire World of Warcraft series, at least for the time being that we can for the foreseeable future. People going the final thing to fix about WoW Classic is people going back to WoW Classic not realizing that paladins weren't able to tank in WoW Classic. Also, bear form druids can't tank. Even if you, the apologist WoW fag, thinks they can, the reality is that guilds won't let a paladin tank, and if you claim otherwise, you are rationalizing, like the WoW fag that you always will be. You will never be anything more, and it's the reason why people don't like you. Even your own family and parents don't like you for that reason, which is pretty sad. It's pretty depressing to think about somebody's fucking family not liking them, but also them not deserving of familial love. How come World of Warcraft fans are like that? I don't know. Here's also some 40mm grenades.
I guess I can't argue against it.
Well, nobody can, especially not fans of World of Warcraft, but that's because they can't argue anything at all, ever. I don't know why they can't argue. I mean, making an argument's pretty easy. All you have to do is be right. How come World of Warcraft fans can't do that? I don't know. Here,
what are they, stupid assholes?
They're just dummies, big dummies. Here is a paper bag full of gigantic nukes and shit. Fuck. Anyways,
yeah, I'm not going to pick up the grenades anymore. But I did manage to find like a 4-barrel missile launcher with auto tracking. Ooh. So I was like, well, then I want missiles now.
Fire nipples.
Now I want fire nipples.
So that's it for that one. That's part of the wrap up now of the How to Fix World of Warcraft. We'll be back next time with some of the final points of World of Warcraft in general.
The final death blow.
Yes, the final death blow to people's delusions about World of Warcraft Classic somehow being good. So make sure to unlike, share, don't comment, resubscribe. Make sure you're still unsubscribed. And remember that World of Warcraft is the Steven universe of video games.